Hi there and welcome back to the channel. Today on my bench is a Toshiba CRT. It's the flat screen variety from the late 90s, early 2000. I think this is the 15V31B, something like that. Just recently picked it up from eBay. Reasonably good price. I thought it was quite reasonable. Nothing too outlandish, as some eBay sellers seem to want to win the lottery with some of their second-hand gear. Yeah, it's a pretty good little television. It has actually been powered up. I've seen it before I actually took it away. The seller actually powered it up, and I had a nice chat with him. Very nice guy. Nice little 15-inch television that came with a remote control. I'll quickly check the plug, make sure all is good. Let's just get that. Make sure it's all safe. Yeah, that's perfectly safe. That's pretty good. Yeah, they're all nice and tight. Yeah, that looks like a reasonable fuse, and they haven't put a 13 amp in. Yeah, that's 5 amp. That will do for now. A little bit of corrosion on it, but it's fine. So let's just put it back together again. So yes, it has powered up. It's got a really nice picture on it, and I'll power it up in just a sec. You've got two RCA connections here for video. Connection for headphones, volume up and down, and program up and down, power switch, infrared receiver. That I believe is the standby light and the power on. If we can turn it round, it's a little bit grubby, but remarkably in pretty good cosmetic condition. On the back here you've got SCART here and RF in. Yeah, 15V31B, 46 watts. It's actually pulling a little bit more than that, which is interesting. I'll have a look at it. Yeah, it's late 90s, early 2000s, something like that. So mono TV, not stereo. But these little Toshibas have got a really good picture. They really do. I believe it's when the patent on the Trinitron ran out in 1996, people started to do all sorts of copies of them, and this is a copy of a Trinitron. Yeah, I said it's got some muck and some crap on the sides here. That'll all come off. The back is filthy. This is absolutely filthy. It did get a tiny bit wet when I was walking back to the car with it. Literally picked it up today. So let's power it on. Turn it on. There we go. Let's put an RF feed into it. Let's just bring that back there like that. Where is the RF socket? Where's the RF socket? There it is. Yep, there we go. And I've got, what have I got going? I've got, let's just turn this down, by the way. It's got a nice menu on system, and you've got a full service menu as well. You can actually find out how many runtime hours. If I push the volume all the way down to the bottom, hold it and press 6. There we go. And that isn't how many hours. You have to multiply. So it's got 4 plus 16 times 8 plus 16 times 16 times 1, and then 16 times 16 times 16 times 2, and it works out about 350 full days of use, which is actually quite nothing for a 22-year-old television, which is quite nice. So let's just turn it off and turn it back on again. There's a full service menu on these things. So let's press play. So it's a really nice picture. Yeah, I can see it in the camera. Pretty decent quality picture. You've got menu here. So you've got the setup. That's for setting up into the tuning and stuff like that. You've got you've got the on-off timer. so you can actually turn it on and turn it off at certain times. Picture, that allows sharpness, colour, contrast and brightness to be set. External colour, or actually I think this is to do with the different standards, NTSC, PAL, NTSC, oh hang on, let's go back to it. PAL, NTSC 443, NTSC 358, and auto. Language, how many languages? We've got a few. European languages. Panel lock, so you can switch the buttons off on here, so you can only do it through the remote control. Yeah, so it's got a good few things on it, and then you can go into a service menu. I wonder what that call button is for. Hang on, let's go exit. Okay. That's teletext, yep, which is useless to us now. Picture mode M, 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's got that picture modes. So yeah, it's a nice little television. It's just such a cracking little picture on it. It really is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up and we're going to have a look. Now these Toshiba TVs from this period, including the bigger ones, the 24-inch, are lethal. There is no bleed resistor on the tube, on the high voltage tube at all. So this thing will always make a crack whenever you try and disconnect the anode. It always tends to have keeps the voltage in there. Whereas many other TVs, you've got a bleed resistor which basically slowly bleeds the charge away. So these things are a little bit dangerous. There's a number of other videos out there, channels out there who have documented this as well. So yes, we'll have a look inside, see how it looks inside. Would I recap it? I may not at this stage. What I might do is actually just run it for a while, see how it looks, and see how it runs, and then take it from there. Right, so let's power this off. Oh, come on. There we go. And let's open it up. Okay, so it's a fairly modern set. It's an Orion tube. It's an A36AKJ13X02. They don't make poetry like that anymore. Yeah, RF, Syscon over there, power, some sort of power thing on there. Let's come out now. So flyback, got some capacitors here. The Toshibas tend to suffer, or nearly all of them tend to suffer with an overscan, and it's a problem which is always the capacitors in the horizontal circuit. Vertical circuit. Sorry. So they're probably buried down somewhere down in there. I can see. Let's get you off the stand. Flyback. That looks like potentially the horizontal or the vertical. You've got a number of them here with nice big heat sinks on, and they're warm as well because the TV's been running. You've got vertical linearity setting there. Most of the settings are actually inside the service menu. It looks like you could do stereo. There's a little stereo thing there, so there might have been a stereo version of this. Transformer here. You've got a couple of big ass diodes just over here. I can only see two of them, so okay, might be doing half wave rectification, I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, it all looks really nice in here. It's got very little dust in it, very little dust at all indeed. Yeah, let's go up here. Tube looks great. As I said, that's going to be absolutely full of charge. There is no bleed resistor on these at all. I've checked the actual service manual and also the circuit diagram. Yep, if I discharge that, that will go with a crack. Talking of crack, oh, where are they? Yep, yep. Hello. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing, you two? What, Jack? What, Safi? Yeah, go on. Go play. Go play. Right, so. Go on, you two. Out. Go on. Out. Go on. Out. Yeah, don't give me all that. Go on. Out. 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 Oh, God. Always happens when I'm trying to do a video. Yeah, so. Yeah, that's going to be full of charge. I don't want to go anywhere near it just yet. There's a little bit of dust, but it's really quite light. I think this set has hardly been used. Got some sort of inductors on the yoke, probably for tuning of some sort. Yeah, it's really nice. Oh, if you see these things, some sets do have them. This is to prevent the cable from touching the aquadag on there. It just stops it from going on. Some sets are prone to the cable touching. I've seen it a good few times. Yeah, there's some nice big caps in there. 400 volts at 82. Oh, that's actually similar to some of the Sonys. I've got that size in there. Nice build. Very nice build. Yeah, the caps all look pretty good. I will give this a recap at some point. There'll be, again, certain ones which will definitely be done. But yeah, overall, I'm very, very happy with this. This is a good set. I might actually disassemble it and give it a thorough clean. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, I feel happy with that. Let's have a quick look at some of the traces on the hot stuff. This board will get quite hot. Yeah, they all look good. Yeah, I don't see anything that worries me. Even that there, that's fine. I think this is a very low hour set. Well, we know it is because it's got a runtime on it. So an entire year's worth of running in 22 years. Not bad. Yeah. So that's far less than 8 hours a day. So it's really not been used. It's been sat around quite a bit. It has been used, but it's just relatively light. It hasn't been sat in a Chinese takeaway running for 10 hours a day, 15 hours a day. Yeah, that's good. As I said, it's just interesting that you've got the stereo thing there. Let's zoom in. Looks like there is a stereo version of this TV. Got the chroma side on that side. You've got V out. Yeah, so that's going to be the vertical oscillator. Actually, no, that looks more like power. There's some sort of power IC. Yeah, I don't see anything nasty. That big white thing in there, I think, could be the resistor for the screen voltage. That's big enough to do that. Yeah, there's nothing in there. That's all fine. Cool. I'm just gonna. This board does look a little bit pissed, so I'm just gonna gently make sure it's on. That's fine. Just pull that down like that. Yeah, there's a little bit of light surface dirt on it. Yeah, dead pleased with that. So, yeah, and it's a A36AKJ13X02. That's mainly for my reference on doing this. Yeah, okay, let's put this back together again. And okay, let's have a quick look inside. we might even be able to find out when it was actually made. I have a feeling that was March 2005. So it's even newer than that. It's one of the very last ones. Don't think it's the early ones, 2003. If it was, yeah, 2003 to 2005, something like that. Bit dirty inside. I'll give that a quick clean up. Give that whole back of the case a clean up. Really not much to do here. It's okay, let's just give this all a clean up and put it all back together again. The TV's all back together again. It cleaned up very nicely indeed. I've got a test pattern generators on here. So let's have a quick look. Ooh, let's turn that down. Turn that all the way down actually. Don't need the sound. Okay. Okay, let's have a look. So we've got a little bit of pin cushioning going on here. A little wavy along here, but it's okay. It's certainly fine. The linearity is okay-ish. Slightly bigger up here to down there. So it might need a little bit of adjustment. The colours are excellent. Some really nice, vibrant colours. Certainly from my eyes, it's much brighter and more vibrant than in the camera. Yeah, the frequency is pretty good. That's pretty decent. Let's move on to next one. Checkerboard. Yeah. It's a little bit wavy at the top there, at the top here. These white parts here are all down to the RF. It's tuned in via RF, so that's pretty good. And I said, you can see down here, if you notice on the edges here, you've got these little spots just above. So if I go there, just there, down there, there, and one there, but it's in black. These are used, this is the center axis of the actual tube, and it's used when they were manufacturing to actually set it all up. As you can see, it's pretty nice. Yeah, it's just a little bit of pin cushioning going on there, which we can sort. Next one, that's 16 by 9, and as you can see, if we go up here, we've got some hooking going on here. So yeah, it does need a little bit of adjustment there. That's not bad. This really isn't bad. Yeah, we've got the hooking up here. A little wavy down on some of these. We've got some hooking going on here, here, here. Now part of that could be RF, part of that could actually just be some tired capacitors. Geometry is good all round, to be honest with you. That is excellent. There's a little bit of conversion issue down here. If I go down right down there, see, it's just starting to, the convergence to go wrong down here. That's fine. That shows the again color bars. The blacks are black. Green is quite vibrant compared to the red and the blue. This might be slightly overdriven on that one, but okay. It's not bad. It really isn't bad. It's pretty decent. Yeah, there's no darkness or anywhere on that at all. What you see in the camera is basically like a moire. With the CCID of the camera, actually, it's like an interference pattern that happens. In person, this looks excellent. The blue looks good. The white, the purity's pretty good. Yeah, the gradient, yeah, that looks fine. See, you can actually see it here. It's bowing in a little bit here, so it's not straight. It's slightly curved. It's a little bit, you can see here, it's just a little bit of hooking there. and that's purely down to it going from top to bottom here, and it's coming off that white and onto this darker area. Sort of the voltages are changing on that. Again, that could be capacitors, just could be where the TV is. It's pretty decent, pretty decent. Yeah, just down here there's convergence issues. On this side there's not, and in fact this one here is fine. That one's showing signs of convergence issues, but all down here there's some weird convergence stuff going on. It's bang on. It's absolutely bang on. It's centered. I am absolutely very happy with this little television. Yeah, pincushion I can sort. Maybe even a service manual item on that one through the menu. It just looks cracking little picture. Yeah, these rival Sonys. I will say I'm a big Sony fanboy when it comes to TVs, and I absolutely love Sony's. This is very close to being one of the better TVs I've had. Just a really nice picture. Let's try a DVD, like a TV program like Doctor Who, and let's see what it looks like. That is pretty good. That is pretty damn good. Yeah, really is nice. Nice and stable picture, nice and clear. I can menu picture. I can increase the sharpness. If you increase it too much, it becomes noisy. So let's take that off. There we go. Yeah, that is pretty decent. Yeah, well, I can highly recommend these little Toshibas. The sets are pretty reliable. The electronics are absolutely fine. I will be doing a capacitor replacement on these just to make sure that it's all good. But to be honest with you, it's just a cracking little set. Again, let's turn that light off. The viewing angle is great, isn't it? Yeah. So what am I going to do with this? So I'm going to run this for a couple of weeks, see how we go. Then I'll decide what I'm going to do with it, where it's going to go, and so forth. It is very decent, very decent indeed. Absolutely cracking little find. Nice little design, nice, very compact TV, considering the size of the tube. The only issue is that you need the remote to do anything, pretty much anything on it. You've only got basic stuff here at the front, and there's no way to get into a menu and move that up and down as far as I know. So the remote is key to this set. I might put it in place of that and see how it goes. That can go upstairs and go into the games room, consoles room, the gear and console room, and then put this here with that Panasonic below it with this on top. That's an option, and then we'll run it like that for a while and see how it goes. So right, I'm gonna actually watch the Ark in Space, and let's just play that. Yeah, I'm gonna watch the Ark in Space now and let it run. I'm gonna move it around, and yeah, let's use it for a few weeks and see how it goes. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.
Plus a cheat for what? Everything. Well, everything they considered worth preserving. Look at this.